Okay, so AT&T Investor Day came through, and we didn't really get any numbers for the Zack Snyder Justice League, just like I told you guys we wouldn't get. Is the Snyderverse going to be restored? I still believe it will be, based on the information I am told. So let's go over how possibly the Snyderverse can get restored. So what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Also check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see the face behind the voice. So what is interesting is if we look at the AT&T investors numbers. So essentially what happened is HBO Max subscriptions in USA added 2.7 million total subscriptions in the first quarter, January, February, March. So anyone saying Godzilla vs. Kong pushed that, you're deluded. Godzilla vs. Kong came out on the 31st of March. Yes, it would have helped a little bit, but literally it would have made more sense if you subscribed the day after, because then you'd have 30 days of it. So no, the reason 2.7 million people subscribe, the majority of them would be the Snyder Cut. 100%. Let's just make that fact. So as of the end of March, HBO Max combined had 44.2 million customers. Cool. Which is cool. And also they had the biggest growth, which is interesting. So the Warner Media streaming platform recorded an 8.9% jump in users launching its mobile app, according to Bloomberg. For the week ending March the 28th, downloads of HBO Max app rose 64%. Okay, we're in March the 28th. Godzilla vs. Kong still isn't out. So number one, okay, Disney Plus is like 5th, Netflix is below it. So yeah, number one. So whether you in denial people want to admit to it, the Zack Snyder Justice League did massively boost HBO Max's number for sure. AT&T themselves have clarified that as well, and they've also put it as part of the premium content that pushed subscription. Premium content resonating with subscriber base. Godzilla vs. Kong, Justice League, the nerds. Now I find this very misleading because first quarter, I mean, it came out the last day of the first quarter, so it is a bit misleading. So HBO Max made a lot more money than Wall Street themselves thought. So the service is very successful. Wall Street financial expectations, they beat it. So according to analysts, they were projecting 42 billion, but they actually made just under 44 billion, so 43.9, which is interesting. So Zack Snyder Justice League massively boosted the numbers. So then people are like, but why aren't they giving us the views? Why aren't they telling us the total numbers of views for Godzilla vs. Kong and Zack Snyder Justice League, etc.? Because streaming services generally don't do that. But if you look at the 2.7 million subscribers they gained in the first quarter, which is thanks to Zack Snyder's Justice League, I don't really put any of it down to Godzilla vs. Kong, because that literally was the last day of the third quarter. Really? Are you really going to put it down to Godzilla vs. Kong? But of course, people will push their own agenda, and that's not including the VOD, the people in the UK, other countries. It smashed records absolutely everywhere. So people are like, yo, Warstu, you're a liar. Why haven't they greenlit the Snyderverse? Because movies take months. They can take years. And it's not the simple case of just greenlighting a movie, is it? No. They've got a huge slate to get through. The Batman, the Suicide Squad. They've just started shooting The Flash in UK, Black Adam, etc., Aquaman 2, etc. So at the earliest, let's say, hypothetically speaking, this happens, you're looking at 2023 at earliest. But it will be a lot later than that. So it is interesting how you people seem to think the Snyderverse, Justice League 2, 3, HBO Max, Ben Affleck's movie, Deathstroke, and all this good stuff can get greenlit so fast. I get hundreds of DMs a week about this. Warstu, you're a liar. Warstu, you're... No, these things take time. I told you guys 6 months before anyone else that Zack Snyder's Justice League was coming to HBO Max. Yes, like I said, 2022. Yes, I got the year wrong, but I got the premise right. These things take time. Has Zack Snyder, during Justice Con, did Zack Snyder say, yo, little Jimmy, you stop talking about this movie because I don't want you to talk about it? No, he was positive. Joe Manganiello was positive. Warstu was positive. Even in the interview with Grace Randall and Zack Snyder, he was very positive. Now, a lot of people seem to think when his movie comes out on Netflix that Warner Bros are going to cherry pick him back. Zack, we want you. So like I keep telling you guys, as far as I know, there has been talks with Zack Snyder and people at Warner Media, but I don't know exactly who the talks were with. No, I'm not saying it was with John Stankey or Jason Keeler. I don't know who the meeting was with, but I was told there was meetings going on. So it's very interesting interesting. And again, Ann Cernoff and Walter Hamada were not behind the movie coming out. I don't know how many more times we have to say this, but it is interesting how John Stankey has acknowledged the launch, but for some reason they didn't acknowledge that it was Justice League movie being critical to banking so much money. We have to have this opportunity to have direct relationships with customers and market to them in a way that we feel appropriate, Stankey said. We refused to back off the notion. We had to make sure that ultimately we had the ability to talk to our customers and bill our customers and make sure that we manage the life cycle of our customers over time. We did not want to have somebody else between us and the user interface with the customers. So, which is pretty interesting. He also offered some insight to why Warner Media has been slow in some cases to line up distribution deals with key digital MVPDs. The company didn't reach agreement with Roku on Amazon Fire until months after. So essentially, they're talking about the distribution globally, and when HBO Max comes out properly in each country, so the UK is going to get the back end of it because UK's got a massive deal with HBO, so we won't be getting HBO Max here for years. But essentially, the head dude of AT&T slightly kind of acknowledged the Zack Snyder Justice League being pinnacle to a lot of the numbers for it, but obviously they're not going to come out and directly say that. Now, a lot of people seem to think I have an agenda and other people have an agenda, but no, they can't say that HBO Max is only successful due to the Snyder Cut. So what will happen is, as long as customers, viewers, as long as you guys keep showing that you want this and you keep playing the Snyder Cut movies, Batman vs Superman and all this kind of stuff, the social media engagement is pretty high, then the SnyderVerse will be restored. But it's not a simple case of let's greenlight Wonder Woman 3. It's not. It's one. The SnyderVerse is more than one thing. If they're going to get SnyderVerse Justice League 2 and 3, it's not a simple task. A lot of you guys that blow my DMs up talk to me like it's a simple task, like they can just snap their fingers and instantly we've got a whole slate of SnyderVerse movies. No, because in the Flash movie they're introducing the multiverse, so it's really easy for the SnyderVerse to continue because the multiverse is going to be here. There's no reason why they can't restore the SnyderVerse, and that's why I already say the SnyderVerse is restored, and I'm so confident when I put titles like Justice League 2 is happening. I stand by that. I really do stand by that. It is happening. The same with the Ben Affleck series that will be on HBO Max. It's happening. It's all happening. It's just gonna take time, and you people need to realize that things take time. I was invited to the Justice League movie that came out in 2017 premiere in England, which I'm still thankful for because that was a pretty cool event. Although the movie was kind of meh, it was still a cool event. So if you go back to 2017 after that movie came out, did you think then that we would restore the Snyderverse and we'd get the Snyder Cut back in 2017? No. It essentially took 3 years of a campaign to restore the Snyderverse. I'm not saying it's going to take 2 to 3 years to get Justice League 2, but guys, things take time. It's not as simple as snapping your fingers and something happening. I don't really get where people get this prerequisite that it is. So, is AT&T behind restoring the Snyderverse? Yes, to a certain degree. But any movie that comes out has to go through and has to be made in association and a partnership, essentially with Warner Media, Warner Bros, and or HBO Max. So when they pitch ideas, it would still have to be pitched to the likes of Toby Emmerich to a certain degree. Yes, Jason Keeler could be in there, John Stankey could be in there, but not really. It's got to go through the chain of command. You've got to understand it's a business. It's not a social media marketing plot. It's a business. So whoever's in charge, it literally does have to go through the likes of Toby Emmerich, not Walter Hamada, but I guess realistically all the people who have high chain commands who are involved with DC properties would have to be involved in some capacity. So don't discontinue Warner Media and Warner Bros. Just because they didn't actually, well, Warner Bros. Didn't support the Snyder Justice League. It would still have to go through them. It can't go from, boom, let's just get Jason Keeler and get John Stankey in a room together and they're greenlight everything. That's not really how it happens. In businesses, there's lots of different divisions. Yes, there are people above them that can overrule them, but to a certain degree, if it makes business sense, it makes business sense. So as I know, there has been a bunch of meetings with Zack and Warner Media. I don't know exactly who the meetings were with, but these meetings could still be going on. I don't know how many meetings there actually have been or will be. These talks could go on for months because it's not a little thing, guys. It's really not as simple as clicking your finger like most people think. So the reason I keep saying Justice League 2 is coming is because I told you guys, I really told you, I've been covering release release the Snyder Cut since 2017, but I told you 6 months before the official announcement when Henry Cavill said, let's show him, and then Zack Snyder revealed it. I told you guys before any other person on YouTube, and I don't care what you say down below, I was the first person to say it. 6 months out, I said, Zack Snyder Justice League official release on HBO Max 2022. Yes, I got the year wrong, but I'm hearing information from the exact same people that told me that the Snyder Cut will come in. I don't care what super freaking duper scooper says. They were all wrong. These people from trades, they were all wrong. You know, fairies and unicorns, they were all wrong. But the difference is there, the movie was already there. They had everything they wanted to do. It was just sitting there, and Zack reshot, did a scene he wasn't supposed to do in his backyard. That's the only difference here. The difference is here now is they have to pitch an idea. Essentially, they have to go through financials, social media engagement. It's a whole process of essentially starting a new universe inside a universe that's already there. They have to prove to the shareholders and to the high-ups that it will make money and that it's worth doing long term. So this could take 3 to 6 months. It could take a year. Getting released the Snyder Cut took 3 years. And chill out, guys. I keep telling you, chill out. Just because I put Justice League 2 is happening, and it's probably going to be in this title as well, because as far as I know, it is happening. The same with the other projects. Everything takes time. So just chill. And yeah, the Flash movie is also pinnacle to everything realistically to a certain degree. So guys, just chill. If I hear anything different, I would tell you something different. But guys, I mean, I don't mind you blowing my DMs up, but you keep saying, but what about the numbers? But Warstu, it's been 5 weeks. It took 3 years to get the Snyder Cut to come out. And you're moaning because it's 5 weeks post. Come back to me in 2 months' time and then see if the discussion's differently. But when I hear back info from these meetings and how well they didn't go or did go, but at least there's I know 100% there is conversations going on about restoring everything in the Snyderverse. These numbers are too high for Warner Media not to take serious. Just because Ann Chernoff put a fluff post out and she got in trouble from the high up Warner Media, for doing that, doesn't mean anything. Ann Chernoff, she's not the proper CEO. She's a CEO, but she's not the top dog at Warner Media. So hopefully you guys understand now how, why, and how long it would take to restore the Snyderverse. There are conversations going on, so nothing is dead until Zack comes out and says, yeah, guys, it's never happening. Has Zack said that? No, I don't care what any super duper scoopers say and stuff like that. They're kind of irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. And these trades also got things wrong. The Hollywood Reporter got it wrong, so got things wrong. Everyone got things wrong when it came to Snyder Cut. No one said it was coming, but your boy Warstu did say it coming. So just remember who said the Snyder Cut was coming before anyone else. And then I also got subsequent details about what was going to be in the Snyder Cut, right, etc. I don't need to keep telling you what I've got right and wrong in the past. If I am wrong, I would tell you I'm wrong. So like always, guys, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, aka The Nightmare. Also check us out on Instagram at Warstu. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.